in this class. So the basic difference between HTML and CSS is HTML is a structure like the skeleton in our human body. Like it don't have any like anything which attracts anyone, but it just only has skeleton. That's it. But if we apply CSS to the skeleton, like if we apply dressing or some anything else, it looks prettier, right? Before like plain skeleton, if you can see like plain skeleton is how it looks, and with dressing a human being how it looks. So CSS use it to style and color some anything else, style the HTML properties. HTML is a basic structure of the website, and we use CSS to style the HTML. HTML full form is Hypertext Markup Language. So coming to the introduction, it is a standard language. Most of the developers use it for creating web pages. Any developer you can take, like Angular developer, React developer, or any other developer for even web applications or websites or anything else, he has to must and should use basic HTML in that. So HTML is a standard language for using websites or web applications. So HTML describes the structure of the web page, like how your web page should look. Like on the top of the screen, it has to be image. On the bottom of the screen, it has to be some footer or icons of LinkedIn, Insta, and all. So this structure and all describes the HTML of the web page. So it consists a series of elements, like there are different types of elements and tags. There are opening and closing tags like body, HTML, or a div, paragraph, heading tags. There are a lot. I will show you clearly in practically now. Next, coming to HTML, tell the browser how to display the content. Like it tells the browser, like Mozilla Firefox or Google Chrome or anything, any browser. It tells the browser like you have to display the content of my web page in this fashion only. So it will tell the web browser. So this is the sample code of HTML. You can see, right, doc type here. This doc type means nothing but it describes this whole file as a HTML file. Document type this whole document is a HTML document. It tells the browser that this is a HTML file. We have to run it as a HTML file and display the content of the website as I mentioned in this file. It tells the browser. So it is mandatory, like if you won't add it also it runs, but it is mandatory and good practice to use this. Next, HTML. This is the opening tag. We use tags here. One left and right, less than symbol and greater than symbol we use to write the elements inside the tag. This is HTML opening tag, and this is closing tag. For closing tag, we use backslash here. Next, head. Inside there are two parts of in HTML. One is head part and one is body part. As you take the example of human being also has one head part and one body part, right? So similarly, it is head part. Inside the head part, it shows your title. Title is nothing but I will show you. Here you can see, right? me.google.com. Anything else, whatever title you mention, it appears here. I will show you practically. So title or links or internal CSS, all you have to mention inside the head only. Inside the body, only the content which you want to display in the web page, you have to write inside the body, the content you have to display, like the structure. CSS is nothing but cascading style sheets. Like it styles the HTML files. There are three types of CSS files. First of all, CSS describes how HTML elements ought to be displayed on the screen, like in which fashion, like to the left or to the right, or to the like if you take a text, it has to display in pink color or blue color or green color. It describes the elements, HTML elements, are how they have to be displayed inside the web, like inside our website. So there are three types of CSS. One is external CSS, internal CSS, and inline CSS. I will tell these three practically. First you take, this is the inline css. As we discuss html head part, inside the body part we have to display the content which has to be displayed in the website. So I'm giving one paragraph type. Paragraph type is nothing but any paragraphs more than a single line or 2 lines, you can use paragraph type, like it displays in a paragraph format. So here I'm writing my paragraph as a red paragraph. So this is the text what I want to display inside my web page, but this text color should be red. So I'm giving style. If you are using css, you have to give this word style, even it is external css or internal css or inline css. This is nothing but inline css, that is inside the paragraph tag. This is opening and closing tag. Inside the element, inside the tag only, we will write the style tag. Style is nothing but color red, because I want to display this whole text into the red. So it displays this red, this text as in red color. Clear, right? Are you audible? Sorry, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So coming to next, forms. Forms are nothing but you all have seen your forms, right? There are so many forms, like job application form or survey forms or different types of forms, any forms. If you open a website for a job application or a university to apply or anything for a job or anything, so then they will give you a form. You have to fill that and submit your details. This I will show you how to build using HTML. So introduction. A form contains different types of fields like text fields, password fields, checkboxes, radio buttons, and submit buttons. Text fields are nothing but the text, the name of yours, the address of yours, whatever it is. This all describes the text fields. And password fields. Password fields are very secure. Like while you are logging into your Instagram account or Facebook account or Gmail account, then you can find these password fields. You have to enter your username or mail ID, and below that you have to enter the password. While entering your password, it has to be secured, so it shows in a star format or dotted format. It won't display the password. Then checkboxes. Checkboxes are nothing but, you all have seen one square boxes, and beside that there will be text. You have to just select the text or the square box, it automatically checks. So for example, you are applying for a job and in that there are skills. There are a lot of skills, so you have to select more than one skill, right? If you have more than one skill, you will select more than one. So for that multi correct answers or more than one option type questions, you use checkboxes. And coming to radio buttons are nothing but there will be a circle, and beside the circle there will be text. For example, gender question. Are you a gender? Gender means female or male. So in both you have to select one. So only one single correct option, we will use radio buttons. And coming to the submit button, there will be a button down to your form, right? So after filling all the details, you have to just submit. Buttons also, there are two types. One is submit and another one is button. If you use button, then it will not refresh the page. Like whatever the content you have written inside the form, it will get submitted, but it will not refresh the page and it will not load new form. But if you submit, then it refreshes and it will submit the details and it will show the new form. Why we use these forms? As I have already told, some to collect some data. Like for example, if you want to purchase some items on internet, like in Amazon or some Flipkart, anything else, you have to must and fill the form, right? At last, shipping address, like your name, your password, or date of birth. So for those all, you have to fill this form. So this is also called as one form. This is a sample code. For form, you have to use one opening and closing brackets form. Inside that, you have to enter your name and input type text. Input type text is nothing but, if we use, it is the default structure in the form. Input type, we'll use input type. Input means I'm giving the input to the form field. So this is the input type. Like I'm giving my name to the form. That is, I'm inputting something. So what I have to add this here, enter your name. So my name is nothing but text. So type is text. See, this is the password field. Inside the form tag only we have to write, and this is input type password. there are two types, ID and class. ID is nothing but unique ID. It will be only for single element. So we use ID here, and name. We will just allocate one name to this whole line so that we can use for labeling this. Label is nothing but okay, I will show you practically, then you will understand better. This is the email field, input type email. Similarly, radio buttons, you can select only one single correct option, for example, gender question or quiz questions, anything. This is a sample code, input type radio, ID gender, name and value. This is the checkbox, use it for selecting multi options. Here input type checkbox. See, this is a submit button, just this line, last line, input type submit, value is also submit. If you won't write value also, you can just write simply submit also. When if use of value is when you write JavaScript or something else to submit your all details in for the customer, then we use value, because by taking value you will submit all the details in JavaScript. This is the file uploading. You all have uploaded your resumes or any PDFs in files, right? So similarly, this is also file uploading. In this file uploading, just you will get your button, and if you click on that, then your files automatically will open in your laptop or a mobile phone, and whatever file you select, it automatically updates here. That's it, guys. Now I will teach you all these practically. Now coming to, see, here you can see, I'll just delete all this if you want. This is head, right? Inside this head we have to write our title. We'll write the title and show you how it appears. This is HTML. See, I have given my file as HTML. So now I'm running my file. You can see here HTML. This is the title. So inside the body, whatever content you want to display, you have to write there. So now I'm showing different types of text that we use mostly in HTML. There are heading tags. Heading is nothing but you all know, right? Headings. So there are different types of headings like H1 to H6, only up to H6. I will show you the difference between them. This is opening tag of H1 and this is the closing tag of H1. Heading 1. I will just copy and paste it for the time being. H2. And it's also H2. This is H4. Heading 4. Heading 5. And finally heading 6. In this only I will, okay, after this I will show. I will just save it. Control S is nothing but save. This is my browser. I'll just reload it. See, heading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As the number increases, the size of the heading decreases. First heading is larger, second, third, fourth, 5, 6. These are all the heading tags we use in HTML. So I will show you the paragraph tag also. Paragraph is nothing but we will use p tag to display different paragraphs, as long as it may be. I'm just entering random text. I'm sorry. Save it, and I will run it. You can see this is the whole paragraph. There are different types of text tags also. I will show you how to use those text tags. Just basic text tags most of the developers use. Let us clear this out. One is B tag. B is nothing but it displays the bold text. Opening and closing tag. Bold. And Italic I is nothing but italic text. Next, delete. The text will be deleted, like striked off. I will show you most important one. There are a lot of tags. Mark. The last one is insert. I can miss. You can see this is the bold text, this is the italic text, this is the deleted text, this is the marked text, and this is the inserted text. You can see the difference, right? This is all HTML text tags. It's clear, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next, moving on to table tags. You all know tables, right? There are different types of tables, like student information in your colleges or in your offices. We use these text. Just give me a second. Sorry for the delay. So there are different types of tables. I will show you how to build those tables. There are different types of tags to build tables. First tag is table. As you have seen in the form, we will write form tag, right? Inside the form only, we will write all the elements of the form. So similarly, you have to write table tag first. Later, inside the table, there are different types like tr. Tr is nothing but table row. Row is nothing but this is the whole row. One horizontal line is nothing but one row. Th is nothing but first line. In the first line, we write this thing. This is nothing but table heading. And the second, in the second row, again we have to write tr. In the second row, like one second horizontal line, we will write table data, td is nothing but table data. I will show you how it works. First we have to write table tag. It also consists of opening and closing tags. Inside the table, I'm taking initially one row. First of all, one row. This is nothing but one total horizontal line I'm taking considering. Inside this thing, in first row, I want table headings, right? What table it consists of. So inside that, I will write table heading. First heading is nothing but in the first column, I want a student name. So I will just write name. Down to that heading, I want another column, right? For that, this is opening. Yes. Again, roll number. Down to that, I want table heading, another one. 3 columns totally. Column is nothing but one vertical line. Roll number after grades. Okay, this is my table. A table consists of name, roll number, and grade. In the first row, we have written heading. So in the second row, I'm writing table data. So first, I will divide this whole table again into some rows. Table row, and inside this row, I will write table data (td). Inside the TD, first name is like John. I will copy and paste it for the time being. For John, roll number of John is 01 and John grade is A grade. So this is the second row. I will divide the table into 3 rows. This is third, this is four, this is five. Save it and I will write. You can see right name, roll number and grades. Here you can change names as you wish, guys. Just I have written randomly. So if you want to add for all the you can see right for all the things the table will be have borders and all. So I will write here. This is internal CSS. In this CSS also we will cover. So internal CSS we are using that. I'm writing one CSS. For writing internal CSS, there are three types of CSS. There are inline, internal, and external. Inline I have shown you in the PPT, right? Inside this tag only we will write inline CSS like style is equals to something. I will show you again also if you want. This is the inline CSS. Inside the body, inside the element only we will write the CSS. But internal CSS is nothing but inside the head part we will write internal CSS. So for that, for which elements I have to apply CSS table. For this table I want to apply, right? So for table and for table heading also I want, and for table data also I want the borders. Yeah, I want border, right? So border property I have to use inside in CSS. Border 1 pixel. I want just 1 pixel. One means thickness. Here you can give 2, 3, 4 pixels. In pixels only we will represent these borders or text anything. 1 pixel solid. There will be different types of borders like solid border, dashed border, or dot border. Border is nothing but there will be hyphens overall the line. That is nothing but the dashed border. And now I'm using plain border. Solid. Solid is nothing but one plain line. I want the color in black. This is the shortcut property of border. You can use down to border, border color, border style, anything. This is the shortcut property. Border. I need 1 pixel thickness. It has to be a solid line and it has to be in black color. Save it and I will run it. Wait. So while you are writing internal CSS, you have to mandatorily mention the style type. Otherwise, the CSS will not apply. Style. Inside the style only, you have to write these all the properties. See, now it applies. Inside the style, we have to write this. I'm sorry, I lost my internet connectivity. So you all have heard till the table, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the
Yes, ma'am.
table is clear. Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
No.
Okay. Now I'm starting your like
No.
form fields. How you have to use this form. I will just clear all this styling and all. I will just clear all the table. So for the form, you have to write form type similar to table. So inside this, I will write form. Form. So for that, input type is equal what is my name? It's a text, right? So it's a text field. So I have to write text. Input type is equals to text. I will just save it. It's enough. I will just save it. Run it. So you can see one text field. Here you can write anything, whatever it is. See, I have written Sushma. So whatever it is, you can enter here. You can even delete. You can enter text. So this is the use of text field. So for this, the user may not know that this is the text field or what. If you have designed a form and if you just enter these blank boxes, then the user won't find. So for that, you have to write some text. So here you can directly write, or in p tag you can write anywhere, anything you can write. Now I'll just write in this p tag, or in label also you can write. Enter your name. Enter your name. Here you can enter your name. So this is the use of input type text. Now I will show you how to enter password. I will show you number for phone numbers or any numbers. So input type you have to give as number. Save it. I'm running it here. Enter your number. So you can see one up arrow and down arrow. If I enter number 1 and if I click on up arrow, see it is increasing, going on, going on, going on. So if you click on down arrow, it will be decreased. Anything. So you can enter your phone number here. So this is the use of number field. It only enters the number values. Now I will show you password field. So for this, the type will be number. Number means only you have to enter. For the type password, you have to enter the password. So type is password itself. Save it and you have to run it. So here if you enter anything, it appears in a dotted format because of the security reasons. So password must be secure, right? So it all appears in a dotted format. And you can delete it, you can enter. So this is nothing but the password field. Now moving on to input type like checkboxes and radio buttons. I will show you how those works. Now first I will show you radio buttons. Radio buttons is nothing but only single correct options. You have to select radio buttons. For that, you have to need to give input type is equals to, for this input type will be radio itself. Radio is nothing but one circle button. I will show you in the output how it looks. So for this I have to give ID. I will give ID as some HTML itself, and name I will give one name for this. Name is nothing but like a language, lang, and again I will give one value. If you use JavaScript, this value will be used, but it's not necessary if you mention here or not. So I'll just give one value as HTML. I'll close this, and for this I have to give one option, right? For this I have to label this whole thing. You can even write p tag, or else I'm showing you the different element like Label is nothing but for this text box, for this radio button, there has to be some text, right, for the user identification, like what I have to select here, what option, what text I have to. Just if you only leave one box, and in one box in your form, total all the boxes, user cannot know, right, in which box I have to enter what, or what is this form. It will be confused. So for that, there will be one tag called as label. Using this label, so you can enter the text label for what we are labeling. Label for HTML. Here our ID is HTML. So we are labeling for HTML. So for this tag you are labeling, because there are a lot of tags in this. I'm showing you one by one, but if you are building a form, there will be a lot of tags down to. So for what tag you are labeling, so for what, so if I write two text boxes, and for those two text box, first text box name is first name, and second text box is my address. But if I don't label for anything, the first will be address and second will be text box, so it will be confused for the user. So you have to mention label for what type by using ID. So label for HTML. So here inside the label, we have to write our text HTML. So another one I will write here. We just copy and paste it for the time being. So your input type is radio again. I'm using the radio button only for the second time also. But here the ID will be different. So here I will use CSS ID. So label for CSS obviously. So the text here also will be changed to CSS. The name should be same for both, because wait, I'll just change this also, because any one you will select from both. So if a person has same name, then only you will choose one person, right? Only one you have to choose. Like there are two items with the same name, like for example only one you want, so anything you can choose, this or that or case. So you have to mention name as same. See, I will show you how it works. So this is the radio button, the circle type radio. You can select only one from both. Only one. But why? Because we have given name as same. So you can select only one option from this. Hope it's clear. I'm moving on to checkboxes. Checkboxes are nothing but multiple correct options. So more than one option you can select while you are using checkboxes. Here I will use checkboxes. First thing is input type is equals to, before we have used input type of radio, so now I'm using input type as checkbox. So now I'm using input type as checkbox, and for this also I will give one ID. ID is nothing but v1 and name. Anything, any ID, whatever you want you can give, but you have to give a meaningful word, because the if you suppose if you are working in a company and if you are leaving that company, then the other developer will replace your place, right? So that he can understand by seeing this terminology. So it has to be meaningful. So name, I will give name as some vehicle 1, and here value as car. So I will write label here, opening and closing tags of label. Inside this label, we have to mention labeling for what. I'm labeling for V1, right? So we have to mention as V1. So our text should be car. You have to select different types of modes of transportation or vehicles. I will copy and paste it for the time being. I will write 3 totally. So checkbox ID here is V2. V2. Here name must be different, because in radio we are using name same because it's only single correct. Here multi correct, so we have to use name as different. 1, 2, 3. Car, bike, and Right. This is the text you want to display inside your web page. What I'm writing now. This is V1. I'm labeling for second one is V2. I'm labeling for again V3. I'll just save it. I'll run it. See, you can see car, bike, flight. More than one option you can choose. See, I have chosen two, or else I can choose three, or else I can choose only one, or neither of that. So hope the checkboxes are also clear. Now I will show you the submit button also here only. Input type. For this whole thing also you can select, you can write one free tag, paragraph tag or heading tag, anything. Select mode of transportation. Input type here I will use submit, not button. I will use as submit. Save it. And I will run it. See, select mode of transportation. This is the submit button. If you want this button to come down this line, so you have to just simply use BR. BR means it breaks the line and it displays in the next page. See, you can see submit is down to this. So I'm selecting car and bike. If you submit this, the page will be refreshed. See, all has been cleared. See, I will select again all the three options. It gets submitted and it refreshes the page. See, this is nothing but submit and this is nothing but checkboxes. Now I'm moving on to file uploading. File uploading is nothing but you all have seen how to apply, like when you are applying your job or anything. You all know, right? Uploading resume or anything else. So now inside the form I'm writing input type. Your input type must be file, right? We are uploading file, so it has to be file. Save it. I will run it here. You can see here choose file. No file has been chosen at now. So if I click on this choose file, see this all appears. Anything, whatever you want, you can select from this. See, I'm selecting some image. I will select some image here. Yeah. bg.jpg. I'm selecting this image. So if I click on open, so you can see here bg.jpg, my file name. If you want to change again, you can select another one. If you don't want that, I will select social.jpg. So you can see social.jpg. Whatever you want, you can select it here. This is nothing but file uploading tag. So hope it's clear. Clear, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Now I'm moving on to image tag. It's just simple one, but it is mostly used in all the websites. So for the image, we have to use img, src. Src is nothing but the source from where we are getting this image. So I already have one image in my desktop. I will show. I have downloaded it from browser, so you can see that one bg.jpg. This will I will upload here. Your source bg.jpg. I'll just save it. So you can see the image. You can even style this image using CSS. As you have already seen CSS inline and internal, but external CSS is nothing but you will take another file similar to this file. So when you are saving this HTML file, it has to be the extension with .html. Here you can see, right, extension .html. It has to be in extension of .html. Otherwise, it won't work. So for the CSS also, you will take one CSS file like style.css or anything else in separate page, and you will link that file. There will be a link for that file, and you add that link, that relation style sheet here inside the head section, so that the whole part of the CSS will be applied here. Most of the web developers use only in single project, right, all the web pages. So for that they will use external CSS here because it can be reused in any other files. So that's it, guys, for today. Hope it's all clear. I will send you the task in your written format.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, ma'am.
So